Hey everybody, Hoosier Jedi here with another review for you. This time talking episode 12 of season 5 of Arrow, Bratva. And finally, the whole thing with Oliver and his connection to the Bratva that's been brewing since very early in the show are really coming to a head. Now here, this has been touched on, but just how this really falls into the modern day is finally really coming into focus. It took quite a while, but it's been an interesting journey. All in all, I thought this was an alright episode. I definitely did like that there was a really nice, strong theme to this episode, and that's crossing the line. In the flashbacks with Talia, we see her doing a really great job of pushing Oliver further and further down that road to where he's just that no one can know my secret guy from season 1. And of course, her becomes someone else becomes something else thing. I love that they made that an idea that came from Talia. It's just so delightfully fitting. I don't really have a huge amount to say about Talia herself. It's just you do see a lot of how Oliver reacts to the people that kind of would eventually join Team Arrow, or at least the more negative side of it, in the way that she does treat Oliver. And you can't help but love that moment where she shoots the arrow at him and he just flips around and catches it. I mean, that was great. And then this just feeds back into what's going on in the present with Susan Williams. It's just like, oh, there was a vigilante called the Archer running around Russia years ago when we have pretty good evidence that Oliver Queen was in Russia. Well, honestly, I really wouldn't call that pretty good evidence. It's a photo. I mean, yes, it's a photo of Oliver during the time he was supposedly stranded on Lian at a party in Russia. But, that can pretty easily be brushed off. It's like, well, yeah, that guy bears a pretty uncanny resemblance to me. That's true, but I was still totally stranded on an island in the South China Sea. So, yeah. No, wait, they say the North China Sea on Arrow, even though there is actually no such place as the North China Sea. Sorry, I'm too much of a geography nerd not to be upset about that. Look at a damn map. So, that was a very nice way to sort of tie in the past and the present. Speaking of which, I really like what they do with Anatoly this episode. So far, he's been really presented as more or less a good guy who, happens to be a mobster, but ultimately a good dude at heart. But here we get that very stern reminder that his counterpart in the comics is KG Beast. And that, this guy is a gangster. That's what he does for a living. And here we get a reminder that, the gangsters are generally not friendly, good people, the kind of people that you should want to hang around with. And Oliver gets a rather stern reminder that you don't make loans of loyalty to organized crime organizations and then treat them as, people you only have anything to do with when you need a favor. And here we see Oliver tries to kind of go it alone, but ultimately he has to kind of cross that line and go out and be a thug to get what he needs to win the day. And Anatoly at the end is like, hey man, you do realize this whole, you're Bratva for life thing, this isn't it, right? You realize I'm going to want more from you in the future. And Oliver is none too happy about that, but again, Oliver, you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into. In a way, it's even so funny that Oliver thinks that, he can kind of get away with sort of treating the Russian mob as fair weather friends, or that they're not going to be upset about that Russian mob guy that got Oliver basically helped get killed a while back. It's like, Oliver, you really, really should have seen that coming. But speaking of our big theme here, crossing the line, well, we see two sides of that within Team Arrow outside of all. Dig is just going absolutely apeshit to get his hands on Walker. One where he basically beats a guy black and blue, even after Oliver, kind of made the point, like, look, torture doesn't work. We just need to play this part. And Diggle gives into his rage and beats the guy senseless. But I did like that scene where Walker is taunting. It's like, hey man, go ahead, kill me. Because if you don't, I'm totally going to have your family murdered. I mean, it's very clearly, as people have observed, extremely similar to the whole, strike me down with all your anger. He kind of like, okay, I'm screwed here either way. At least this way, if Diggle kills me, then he just proves that he's really no better than I am. But Dig does make the right choice. It spares Walker. Felicity, however, does continue to make the bad choices under the influence of the hacktivists. Here she blackmails an innocent person who is really only guilty of actually sticking his neck out to try and help people. And, points to Rory for figuring this out and calling her on it. And even by the end of it, she's still going further. She's going to keep going down this rabbit hole. And, dollars to donuts, this is going to end very badly. Because these hacktivists, man, there's more to these people than what they seem. There's something funny going on here. I just feel it. I can feel it. I really can't help but wonder if Felicity is not being played here. Everything that woman that she talked to from the hacking group, it just seems so perfectly designed to push Felicity in a certain direction. From praising her, White Fox Goddess or whatever the hell her name was, pointing out like, oh well, if you'd actually been doing anything that really mattered, I'd have heard about it. Classic manipulation tactics. And like I said, I really do like that Rory kind of calls her out on this. And Felicity's justification for doing all this is very understandable. I mean, she even says, I'm not going to let another Haven Rock happen. So you can understand why she's doing this. And I do like that, again, everybody's motivation for all these things that they do is believable and understandable. It's understandable why everybody here could make these clearly difficult and bad choices. And I also like how ultimately this kind of takes Ragman out of the equation, at least temporarily. I mean, he is basically the most powerful person on Team Arrow. He's the guy that bullets really can't hurt. But now, well, obviously Rory isn't going to stay off screen forever, but we'll have to see what's going on there. Let's see, what else? I also really did like the stuff between Quentin and Renee. I was a little annoyed with Quentin. It's just like, man, what are you getting on Renee's case for? Susan Williams is going to hit you with these hard-hitting questions, and you yourself do have a really checkered history. I mean, you got busted down to patrolman for working with a vigilante. You worked with Damien Dark. You've, openly admitted to battling alcoholism. I mean, yeah, Quentin at the end of the day is a good person, but it is pretty understandable why people might be skeptical as to whether or not he's really cut out for this position. I did like Renee's story about how Quentin had an impact on him. It just goes to show you, and it's echoed with what they say about Oliver, that, not everything that Oliver does to the people around him is something bad. But Oliver shouldn't look at just all the bad stuff that happens when he enters someone's life. He needs to look at the good things too. Because that's just kind of how life works. Nobody's existence is entirely good or entirely bad. We all cause ripples every moment of the day of our life, that some of which are the results of actions we take deliberately, other times not so much. It's It's really one of the things that just endlessly fascinates me about life. How like the smallest decisions can have really serious consequences. And I'll give you an example from my own life. Years ago, one day, I'm driving to work, and I'm coming up on a yellow light, and I'm like, okay, do I try and go through the light, or do I slow down and just wait? So ultimately, I decided, okay, I'm going to play it. I don't want to take any risks. I'll just wait for the light. So I stop, light changes, I go on about my business. A little further down the road, I have to stop at another light. So while I'm waiting at this light, bam, I get rear-ended by this lady in another car. If I'd stomped the gas and gone through that light, I wouldn't have been there in that position, that time, to get hit by this lady in her car. And, well, long story short, I later found out that that lady was driving without insurance and got sued by the insurance company. So again, me being that little decision had a pretty serious impact on both my life, because my car was pretty well totaled. I was okay, but the rear of my car was trashed, and the car had to get sent to the scrap heap. And that lady, I mean, I checked on her after the accident, and she got the wind knocked out of her, but she was okay. You know, her car's messed up, and because she was driving around without insurance, she got sued by the insurance company, which, not a fun life experience, I'm going to guess. So again, it's just the littlest things, the smallest decisions can sometimes have enormous impacts on our own lives and the lives of other people. But again, nobody's existence causes entirely good events, and nobody's existence causes entirely negative events. It's just life. And on that perhaps overly philosophical note, I think we're going to call it here. As always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. You can also join me on Twitter at Hoosier Jedi, and please also join me on Tumblr at Jedi Reviewer. Until next time, take care and have a good one.